The Festival of Laughing Masks. The festival had always been the heartbeat of Enchanted, a town full of life nestled among sweeping savannas and ancient monkey-bread tree groves in the heart of West Africa, where each year the people gathered to celebrate life, art, and the magic of tradition. Every summer solstice, when the air shimmered with heat and the skies blazed in brilliant hues of gold and crimson, the Festival of Laughing Masks would burst into life. It was a time when the veil between the human and the spirit world thinned, when ancestral laughter mingled with earthly mirth, and when every face in town was transformed, if only for a night, by the playful power of enchanted masks. For generations, the masks had been made by the master maskmaker Adisa, a young artisan whose talent for carving and painting was as legendary as the festival itself. But this year, something was different. It began on an early morning when a fine, warm mist clung to the dusty streets of Enchanted. Adisa, whose nimble fingers and watchful eyes had crafted some of the most beloved masks in the region, was busy in his modest workshop on the outskirts of town. The walls were lined with faded sketches, vibrantly painted wooden masks, and the scent of fresh clay and pigment, a familiar comfort that had always made him feel close to the spirit of his ancestors. Yet, on this day, as he chiseled a delicate pattern into the smooth surface of a newly carved mask, an inexplicable tremor ran through his tools. The rhythmic tapping of his chisel paused, replaced by an eerie, distant giggle echoing as if from another realm. Adisa's heart pounded. He paused mid-stroke, wiping the sweat from his brow with a rough cloth. "It's nothing," he muttered to himself, though deep in his gut, he sensed that something unusual was stirring. Outside his workshop, preparations for the festival were already underway. Stalls of brightly colored fabrics and spices were being arranged in the central square, while musicians tuned their drums and flutes. A palpable excitement hung in the air, a promise of magic, mischief, and a celebration of life. But as the sun climbed higher and the town buzzed with anticipation, a series of strange occurrences began to unfold. In the early hours, several masks on display in local homes and shops were found to be missing their painted smiles. They lay abandoned, their painted expressions faded, and their once vibrant colors dull. Murmurs spread quickly among the townsfolk that something was amiss with the masks, that an unseen hand was tampering with the very essence of the festival. It was not long before word reached the wise elders and the mischievous tricksters alike. Among them was Boba Beo, a retired trickster whose exploits in his youth had filled many an evening with laughter and wonder. Now in his later years, Boba Beo was known for his wry humor and the twinkle in his eyes that belied his age. When he heard that several masks had mysteriously lost their mirthful magic, he could not help but chuckle in disbelief. "Oh, the spirits must be playing pranks again," he murmured, though even he felt a chill of uncertainty. For in Enchanted, laughter was sacred, a language spoken by both humans and the unseen. And if the masks, which were imbued with that laughter, were being tampered with, then perhaps something greater was at play. As the day unfolded, the town square transformed into a kaleidoscope of sounds and sights. The central stage was set for the opening ceremony, where traditional drummers would herald the arrival of the spirits with beats that resonated deep into the earth. But instead of the expected chorus of drums and jubilant shouts, an undercurrent of nervous murmurs and furtive glances spread among the gathered crowd. Adisa, having left his workshop for a brief moment to join the festivities, noticed that his latest creation, a mask painted with an especially lively green, had been altered. The once radiant smile was now twisted into a sardonic sneer, as if mocking the onlookers. His hands trembled as he held it, unsure whether to laugh or weep at such sacrilege. Determined to discover the source of this unsettling mischief, Adisa sought out Boba Beo, whose reputation for uncovering secrets was matched only by his playful nature. The two men met in a narrow alley behind a row of weathered mud brick houses, where the smell of roasting corn and spicy pepper stood in the humid air. Boba Beo's eyes sparkled with mirth and mischief, yet he regarded Adisa's worried face with sympathy. "My dear boy," Boba Beo said, his voice a low rumble, The masks are laughing because they are alive tonight, and they seem to be laughing at us. There is magic at work, not all of it benign. I suspect a mischievous spirit or a rival trickster is at play. Adisa frowned. But who would dare tamper with the masks? They are the pride of our festival, the embodiment of our heritage and joy. His voice wavered between indignation and fear. I must find out who is behind this, and restore the laughter to its rightful, joyful nature. With a conspiratorial nod, Baba Beo agreed. Then we must retrace our steps, listen to the whispers of the wind, and follow the trail of laughter that is both our guide and our warning. The spirits are known to speak in riddles and pranks. Let us set forth and uncover the source of this strange enchantment before our beloved festival is overrun by chaos. Thus began an unexpected partnership, a meeting of youthful creativity and seasoned cunning, as Adisa and Baba Beo embarked on a quest through the labyrinthine streets of Ireland. Their journey would take them deep into the heart of the festival, into shadowed courtyards and bustling market lanes, where every painted face hid a secret and every smile might conceal a trick. The duo moved stealthily beneath the vibrant canopy of festival tents, the sound of laughter and music swirling around them like a living tapestry. They questioned storekeepers and street performers, listened intently to half-heard conversations, and inspected every mask, searching for clues. Their first lead came from a small vendor named ESI, who sold intricately woven baskets near the edge of the market. ESI's hands trembled as she recounted what she had seen earlier that morning. I was setting up my baskets when I heard a sound, a series of giggles and high-pitched chuckles coming from the direction of the old theater. I thought it was the wind at first, but then I saw a flash of color, a mask, I believe, dancing in the air as if it were alive. It was as if the mask itself had taken on a personality of mischief. I swear I saw it wink at me before it disappeared behind the pillars. Adisa's eyes shone with both hope and apprehension. A dancing mask, that is no ordinary trick, he murmured. It must be the work of someone who has harnessed the spirit of laughter itself. Baba Beo stroked his graying beard thoughtfully. Perhaps our culprit is not content with mere mischief, they are trying to make a statement. Or perhaps it is the work of an old rival, one who wishes to see our traditions twisted for his own amusement. As the day advanced and the festival's energy grew more frenetic, strange phenomena began to occur in ever more dramatic ways. At the central plaza, where a massive sculpture of a legendary ancestral figure stood watch over the festivities, several masks that had been suspended from ornate wooden posts suddenly burst into animated life. They tumbled from their hooks, somersaulting through the air in a riot of colors and laughter. The assembled crowd gasped and then erupted into a mixture of delighted cheers and startled cries. Some masks, with eyes that glowed with an uncanny light, mimicked the movements of passing children, others danced in wild, jerky motions, their painted features contorting into expressions of gleeful insanity. In the midst of this surreal parade, an unearthly chorus of giggles echoed across the square, as if the masks were not merely animated by enchantment but possessed an intelligence of their own. Adisa's heart pounded as he surveyed the chaos. "This is no harmless prank," he said, his voice trembling. "The magic that animates these masks, it is too strong, too uncontrolled. It threatens to overwhelm our festival and upset the balance of our traditions." Baba Beo, ever the jester even in dire times, managed a wry smile. "Sometimes, my boy, even the spirits have a sense of humor. But I agree, we must uncover the source of this enchantment before laughter turns to madness." Their investigation led them away from the plaza and into the winding back streets of Ireland, where the old colonial architecture and crumbling stone walls whispered secrets of bygone eras. Lanterns flickered in doorways, casting dancing shadows that mingled with the laughter of unseen sprites. Along a narrow lane lined with faded murals of heroic figures and mythic beasts, Adisa and Baba Beo discovered a curious sight, a lone mask lying abandoned atop a low stone wall. It was unlike any mask Adisa had ever created, a mask of exquisite craftsmanship, its features both beautiful and unsettling. The painted eyes, dark and knowing, seemed to follow their every move, and a mischievous curl of the lips hinted at hidden amusement. On the reverse side of the mask was etched a series of symbols in an archaic script, a script that Adisa recognized from ancient texts passed down in his family. "This is one of the masks of mirth," he whispered, or mingling with trepidation. In legend, these masks were created not only to entertain but to remind us of the delicate balance between laughter and sorrow. If one falls into the wrong hands, its magic can spiral out of control. Baba Bale's eyes glinted. And perhaps that is exactly what has happened. Someone is using the power of these masks to sow chaos, maybe to teach us a lesson, or perhaps to make a mockery of our traditions. The two exchanged a determined look. There was no turning back now. They would follow this strange trail wherever it might lead, through the vibrant chaos of the festival and beyond. The investigation soon took an unexpected turn when, while passing by the bustling food stalls, they encountered a group of children engaged in an impromptu game. The children, faces painted with bright colors, were chasing after a mask that had come to life. It darted nimbly between them, evading grasp with uncanny speed, leaving behind a trail of tinkling laughter and whispers of magic. One little girl, tears of both laughter and frustration streaming down her face, cried out, "Mama, that mask is naughty. It won't let us catch it." Her words, innocent yet laden with meaning, struck Adisa deeply. He knelt down and gently took her hand. "Sometimes," he said softly, "the masks have their own minds. But we must